The time has finally arrived. The highly anticipated episode of the Recon's piece that I've been building up since the beginning of July. And by the heavens, this is by far the biggest poll I have ever conducted on this channel. And it's not even close, man. It's not even close. Thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart for taking part in this. And also for being so patient with me, man, because it's been like a month and a half. So, hey, but you know, defending my case here, I had to tally up all of these results, man. But I was so happy, dude, just to see that so many people voted and so many people took part in this popularity poll that it truly hit home for me, man. And I truly do appreciate it, bro. Like, you know, I kept going through it. I kept reading all these lists and everyone's lists, man. Some of them were different. Some of the other ones, I kept seeing a lot of the same thing. And then in some of the other ones, I saw that they even went outside the box. Like, some even just did their top 10 waifus. Some other one, like my boy Kurosagi, he just did his top 10 favorite side characters. And it was just like a whole slew of comments, man. I loved it. I loved it. Just reading everyone's explanations, reading what everyone's things were, and just adding them onto here. I was like, yo, this is crazy, especially since, you'll see, but 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 were really close the entire time, and 1 and 2 were really close for quite some time too, until eventually number 1 probably got really ahead. But guys, on this week's, or I should say on this edition of the Recon's piece, we are going to be going over the popularity poll results, the official popularity poll results, then the Viz popularity poll results, my very own popularity poll results, and then my personal top 10 favorite characters in the best-selling manga in history. 3rd best-selling comic of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not any ordinary character popularity poll, man. We're not talking about characters from any just any random show. You know how hard it was to conduct this list? I can only imagine how it must have been for you guys. I cheated. I probably had like 15 characters in my top 10. Do I care? No. Why? Because it's One Piece. Listen, man. I cheated. Alright, I cheated. I can't deny it, but how could I not? You expect me to only pick 10 characters? I mean, listen, man, I was gonna cheat even more. My number 1 was gonna be 9 characters, if you catch my drift, but I changed my mind. I said, let me change this up. Bro, because this is too much. But anyways, let's get right into this edition of the Recon's Piece, guys. This is gonna be solely based around the character popularity poll results. Guys, I have no idea how excited I am to do this, man. Like, let's get right on to it. So, let's go ahead and start off with the one taken in Japan. So with the one taken in Japan, I'm only going to go through the first 20. So at 20th, Marco. You know, Marco gets on my nerves, man, because of Burning Blood, because of One Piece Burning Blood. Oh my gosh, dude, I can't even begin to explain how much Marco gets on my nerves, man. I mean, everyone who uses him is a spammer. And that's a shoot. Like, everyone who uses him is a spanner. But anyways, getting off that. Marco's at 20th. Also at 20th is my boy Frankie. My boy Frankie's at 20th, man. I'm a little sad to see him so low, but with all the other characters I see around here, I can see why that there's some of these characters above him. Number 19, the Soul King. This one shocked me. After this arc, and after Brook has been one of the MVPs of this arc, Whole Cake Island, I was like, what? At 19th? But it is what it is, man. 18th, Mr. Crocodile. You'll definitely be seeing him later. Another man you'll be seeing later. Don Quixote do Flamingo. At 17th, man. And 16th, my boy Corazon. Really happy to see a flashback character in here. Number 15, God Usopp, man, Sogekingu. Number 14, Reiju. I mean, I was shocked at seeing Reiju, but I was more shocked at seeing Cavendish. I really was. I was like, yo, Cavendish at 13th. So Reiju's 14th, Cavendish is 13th, Robin is 12th, Shanks is 11th. We haven't seen him in years, and he's still up there, man. We have not seen Shanks, aside from the cover story, in manga time since 2010. 7 years. 7 years, 11th place. King's Hockey. King's Hockey. Number 10, Hancock. Number 9, my main man, Sabu. Number 8, the wife, Nami Swan. Number 7, the doctor, Choppa. Number 6, the MVP of WCI, Jinbei. Number 5, the son of the pirate king, Asu. Number 4, the surgeon of death, Law. Number 3, Mr. Prince, a man of royalty, Vince Smoke Sanji. Number 2, and to be honest, I think this is the closest we've seen Sanji and Zoro in these results. But number 2, the man who I was marking out so hard to in the episode of East Blue Special yesterday. The man with the bandana. The man with the 3 swords, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about Zoro. And number 1, the king. Need I say more? The king. At number 1. These are Japan's popularity results from 20 to number 1. And honestly, I expected Sanji to be second. I really, really did. The fact that he's not just shows how much of a loyal following Zoro has. And like seriously, it really, really does. Because I remember after Zou, I saw so many people that converted to becoming Sanji fans. Or at least that I'd never seen them speak of the greatness of Sanji until like the stuff was going down in Zou. And then after that, it seemed like the Sanji hype died down, and then I guess they went back to being Zoro fans. I don't know. And I didn't keep track of all the comments and all the people, but that's what it seemed like, man. Because I swear in Zou, I was like, where in the flying flag did all these Sanji fans come from, man? Like it was like a whole onslaught. But holy flagness, that like I seriously expected Sanji to be higher, especially after they conducted that popularity poll in Japan to those like small group of people. I believe it was like 100 people, and Sanji was first in that popularity poll. So I really expected him to be second, but once again, that just shows how much of a loyal following Zoro has. Ace still being that high, man. You gotta have respect for my boy, bro. You gotta have respect. I was so happy to see Jinbei at 6th, man. Like, you have no idea, bro. I was like, yes, Jinbei at number 6. Of course, always happy to see Nami in the top 10, man. You know that she has not left the top 10 at all in all 6 of the popularity polls in One Piece. It really was like 5th, then 6th. No, 5th, 7th, because Robin was 6th. And then she went back to 6th. So it was 5, 7, 6, and then it was the other 2 times 8. And then, like, Luffy has been first across the board. Zoro went from second to second to second to second. I think the first person to dethrone Zoro was Law in the last popularity poll. So the Zoro's only gone as far as 3rd. So Chopper's another one that's always in the top 10. I expected Sabo to be higher, man, but still he's top 10 for sure. And so, you know, it is what it is. I expected Brook to be higher, man. I really, really did. Like with Frankie and with Usopp, and with Robin, I understand because we have not seen them since Zou. So it's definitely understandable that they're not in the top 10. But Nami, Chopper, and not, well, I should say Nami and Chopper specifically out of this group, they've always been in the top 10. And just the fact that they've been, you know, heavily showcased, especially Nami and Whole Cake Island, justifies their positioning here in the top 10. But I believe that with Robin and Usopp and Frankie, I can't go over the Brook thing, man. Like Brook has been going in this arc, and he's 19th. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. The top 3 is it will forever stay the same, bro. Unless you have a character like a Law that really catches the audience by storm. Let's go ahead and look at Viz's here. Viz's is Now, these are the Viz results. The Viz results. Number 20 is Hawkins. Shout out to Hawkins, man. I was so happy to see him. That's my boy. Number 19 is Frankie, so he's basically like around the same placement in both things. Chopper is all the way down to 18th. That shows the difference right there in the Japanese and the and I believe Viz. Is this just in North America, or was there more places that voted in this Viz poll? I'm not sure, but in the Viz poll, Marco at 17th, Crocodile at 16th, Sabo, my man, Blackbeard. Blackbeard and Dofi were this close, bro. Jinbei 12th, Carrot at 11, man. You know, they people who read Viz, bro, they love them Carrot. 10 and coming at 10th is Sogeking. Coming number 9 is Shanks. 8 Ace. 7 Robin. 6 Nami. I respect those results, bro. I respect those results. You know what I mean? The top 6, man, we're in there. Number 5, Law. Number 4, Brooke. Now, that is what I expected. I expected Brooke. Now, for Viz, though, bro. Brooke at 4th? Right after the Monster Trio? Respect, bro. Respect. 3rd is Sanji. 2nd is Zoro. And 1st place is Luffy. Now, Luffy was only 400 votes away from Zoro. I think that's the closest I've ever seen them to, like, from each other, bro. So, Viz really shocked me with Brooke, man. Brooke, you know, in the Japanese one, 19th, Viz won 4th. Truly shows, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man. Over here, we really love Brooke. Like, I know a lot of people that have Brooke as their favorite Straw Hat. And I know a lot of people that have been hyping up Brooke in the comment sections of a lot of people's videos here in the community. And Brooke is my boy. So when I saw him at 4th, man, I was like, my boy, my man. Shout out to Nami at 6th. You know, stuff like that always makes me happy. Because she didn't rank anywhere near there in my poll. Guys. But anyways. Let's go ahead and get into my results, guys, man. So, these were the popularity poll results. They were taken on this channel in early July. And once again, thank you so much to everyone who participated, man. There was so many votes. So many votes, man. That, I mean, if I were to just show you how long this list and so many different characters that were chosen, that I said, excuse me, I gotta narrow this down to 15. I gotta do just top 15. So, before we get into any of this, I just want to say, I was very, very saddened that 3 people did not make the top 15. Nami, of course. The bearer of big news. Morgan's got 13 votes. 13. The bearer of big news, guys. The bearer of big news. Only got 13. And I was honestly really, really shocked. Well, hold on. Before I get to that, Karu got 11 votes. Karu. I was like, yo, as a matter of fact, I think there was 3 people that voted for Karu. I know Smiley was one of them. I know there was 3 people that voted for Karu. And like when I saw Karu on the list, I was like, respect, man. Respect for Karu. But anyways, Karu got 11. And let me see, who else were just like random ones that really caught me off guard that people voted for. Laboon got some votes. I was like, yo, Foxy got 3 votes, man. I was like, yo, my name, Foxy, bro, my boy. Papagoo got 1 vote. Papagoo, 1 vote. Let me see. And yeah, those are like those are the ones that I was just like, yes. But going back into the one I was talking about, the 3rd one, NL only got 99 votes. And I understand it's been a while, but you guys will see him on my list. That's for sure. I guess it's a spoiler alert, but he's on my list. And I honestly expected both. I mean, I expected NL to be on the list, like for sure. So I was like, yo, man. But it is what it is, man. I was shocked. I was really, really shocked. But the one that shocked me the most, that did not make my popularity poll results top 15, was Ace. Ace didn't make the top 15. And when I saw that, I mean, my mouth dropped. When I finished tallying up the results, and I was like, where's Ace? And he wasn't in the top 15. So, here we go, guys, man. Here we go. These are King Recon's popularity poll results 2017. Coming in at number 15. Dragon. With 142 points. Listen, man. I know Matt B, wherever he is smiling. Because that's his boy. Monkey D. Dragon, man. I mean, yo, I was happy when I saw Dragon, man, up there in the top 15. That's Dragon, bro, Dragon! So, Dragon comes in at number 15th. Now, guys, this is a poll that's coming from the YouTube anime community. So, I've been in the YouTube anime community for a long time, so, like, I hear a lot of names get hyped up a lot. In terms of, like, I can tell I know what the general consensus is in characters that people want to see, and people, and characters that people get hyped to see. And Dragon is definitely one of those characters. There's a lot of videos on Dragon. There's a lot of people that whenever you get into calls and hangouts and discussions with them, Dragon is a big topic of discussion when it comes to the Reverie, the Revolutionaries, what his abilities are. What his abilities are is a massive theory topic. And it's been explored by a lot of people in this community since I first joined. So, Dragon, I can definitely see why he's that high up, and I respect it. Coming in number 15th, Dragon with 142 points. Now, the next one, man, and I know for a fact that my man Steven is somewhere out there smiling for this one, bro. Shout out to the Otter. Shout out to the Otter, bro. Because coming in at number 14 is Crocodile, man, with 171 points. Massive respect for Crocodile, bro. It's Croc, man. It's Croc. Now, Crocodile, I wasn't sure if he was going to get that many votes because it's like half and half whenever I hear, normally here in the community. I either hear people really, it's half and half between Dressrosa and Alabasta. Because normally people compare the two, and it's obvious to see why. So I thought I was gonna see a lot of Dofi, but not a lot of Crocodile. But no, actually, I saw a lot of Crocodile, and I was really happy to see that, man. Just respecting the greatness of Alabasta and of Impel Down as well, man. I mean, personally, as much as I love Crocodile in Alabasta, it was a phenomenal villain, man. And in all three versions, I would say all four versions. Movie version, in the anime, in the English dub, well, in the sub and in the English dub, Crocodile, I mean, it went in, bro. I mean, Crocodile is GOAT. So when I saw him up there, I was really, really happy. So Crocodile, I apologize, man. I gotta add the D. Coming in number 14 with 171 points. Now this next one right here, I was excited to see, bro. Coming in number 13, the main man, Sabu, with 179 points. The gap between him and Crocodile was really, really close. Crocodile had 171, Sabo had 179. But what really got me about Sabo is the fact that Ace got, right here, 124 points. Sabo got 179 points. So, I mean, personally, on a personal level, I like Sabo more than Ace too, but it's not by, like, much, you know? Like, I love them both. It's just that Sabo connects to me more in terms of his story. Really speaks to me more. And because I've seen more of him as of late. And I use him a lot in, like, the games. So, you know, he sticks out more to me, but I'll always love Ace as well. But I was happy to see Sabo up here, because overall, I do hear the hype for Sabo as well, around, but not as much as I do for Ace, man. Like, I know so many people who have named their accounts after Ace. Fire Fist something. One of my best friends in this community that I haven't seen in a long time, Fire Fist Dre. A guy that I used to watch his videos all the time back in the day, Fire Fist Shanks. A man who right now is taking the community by storm, Brago D. Ace. These are guys that have taken the name of the Fire Fist and carried on as well. You know, so I expected Ace to be on the list. But Sabo coming in with 179 points, That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That just shows that people are really enjoying the latest content in the series, and they really loved what he did in Dressrosa. So shout out to my man Sabo, coming in at number 13 with 179 points. Now coming in at number 12. Love this guy, bro. Shout out to KOL. One Piece wa Jitsuza Isuru. Whitebeard with 181 points. 2 points more than Sabo. Crazy stuff, bro. If one of you guys would have voted Sabo or would have voted Whitebeard 2 paces less, this would have been a tie or anywhere indifferent, man. 181 and 179. That's crazy, bro. Whitebeard, I mean, need I say more, man? I took this poll, if I'm not mistaken, right after the hype of Con at Marineford. Actually, no, I think it was a couple months after Con Marineford. But still, bro, like, yo, when I was rewatching Marineford with Uzumaki Khan, man, I mean, it reinvigorated my hype for Whitebeard. What? The father? Whitebeard greatness, man. I mean, he's pops, bro. He's Oyaji. He's Oyaji, man. So, of course, I love seeing Whitebeard on here, man. He's one of my favorites to use in the video games. Like in Burning Blood, man, Prime Whitebeard, what? Yo, we use them, yo. We go in like somewhere. And of course, he was a big, huge point in, for me, one of the most amazing moments in this entire series, which is the moment I just said, when Erase This One Piece does exist. That moment is phenomenal. And that entire chapter is phenomenal. He has one of the best, he has one of the greatest deaths in fiction, hands down, for me. So coming in number 12, Whitebeard with 181 points. Definitely expected him I definitely expected to see him on this list. Now coming in number 11, man, my boy I Cry Me is smiling somewhere, man. Because coming in at number 11, there was actually somebody else that had Buggy as all 10 of their spots. Because coming in number 11 is Buggy, bro. There was somebody, it was one of the top comments, that had voted for Buggy in all 10 of his spots. Buggy comes in at 188 points, 7 points more than from Whitebeard. I'm telling you, man, a lot of this stuff was really, really close. But Buggy, bro, I'll tell you this, man. He's gonna be on my list too, bro. That's Buggy, man. Now, the thing with Buggy is that I've noticed that a lot. It's a half and half thing. A lot of people either really, really love him or they don't have him on the list at all, or like don't even have him, like don't even think about him. Because with Buggy, it's more of a taste thing. But for me, my love for Buggy truly came from Impel Down, man. Like, I loved him as a villain. I loved seeing, like, his interactions up until the point of where we saw him again in Impel Down. But in Impel Down and Marineford, Buggy truly solidified himself as one of my favorites. And it hasn't changed since, man. I mean, Buggy to me is one of the funniest characters. One of the funniest. I mean, the moments that he had with Mr. 3 is something that you can't take away from anybody, bro. That by itself, it puts him on the list, bro. I mean, hilarious. I love Buggy. He is so awesome. It's freaking Buggy, man. I Cry Me is smiling somewhere, man. I love his character, and I can't wait to see more from him in the future, bro. I really, truly can't. Coming at number 10, man, I honestly expected him to be higher. And I think that if I would have taken this poll 2 years ago, he definitely would have been higher. But since, we've gotten past Dressrosa, past Zoe, I think that the hype for this guy has died down a little bit, but people still really love him. Coming in number 10, guys, is Trafalgar. What hell? Lo. With 243 points. Massive gap between 11 and 10. So Law coming at 243 points, I expected it, man. I know a lot of people who really love Law. A lot of people. A lot of my personal friends, like that I talk to on a regular basis, I always see Law in their top 5. So I definitely expected Law to be up there. I remember in the Supernova poll that I did, Law ranked really high. It's just, he's a really cool character, man. He's really awesome. I love seeing his techniques and his attacks, man. One of my favorite memories of reading this series weekly was whenever he destroyed. Yo, listen, man. Law versus Virgo here in the One Piece community on YouTube. Do you guys remember how hard we hyped that, bro? Yeah, it was a great time. It was a great time, man. Law coming in number 10, 243 points. Now, from here until number 6, it was this close. This close. Coming in number 9, Blackbeard. Coming in with 260 points, man. It's Blackbeard. I mean, people's dreams never end, bro. From his very first introduction up until this point, it's Blackbeard, bro. It's Blackbeard, man. Love his character, bro. Blackbeard, just like with Buggy, I've noticed that either people really, really love him, or people they can't stand the guy, especially with Blackbeard. People hate Blackbeard. People really despise Blackbeard that I know. I have a couple of cousins who just can't stand Blackbeard. When I tell them that I love Blackbeard, man, they want to slap me in the face, yo. So, Blackbeard greatness, really happy to see him all the way up here. 260 points for my main man, Blackbeard. Now, coming up next, man, I was so hyped to see him this high up on my list, and I honestly expected it because I saw so many people in my comment section on a weekly basis hyping this man up. Coming in number 8, the Soul King, Brook, with 269 points, only 9 points higher than Blackbeard. And by the heavens, man, I think he deserves it after Whole Cake Island, bro. I truly, truly do, man. He's been going in, and the people love it. The people love it, man. It's like I keep on saying, bro. I'm really shocked that he was 19th in the Japanese poll results, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But honestly, after WCI, man, with Young Lady, bro, that's a moment you don't forget, man. Young Lady, when he called Big Bobby Young Lady, that's top tier. And even in the latest chapters, when he told Katakuri, get up off the ship, bro, before something bad happens to you. Legendary, man. Brook has been amazing this arc, bro. Now, coming in number 7, I expected this. I truly, truly did, man. And honestly, I'm shocked that a lot of the other popularity polls, or that the U.S. popularity poll, or the Viz popularity poll, didn't have her above Nami, because I normally see the consensus that number 7 is Robin, but I normally see the consensus that Robin is higher than Nami, like on almost everyone's list that I've ever known, and like here on YouTube especially, I always hear people say Robin best girl, Robin best girl, Robin best girl. And I always see it in my comment section as well, like here in this video. I mean, I'll tell you guys right now, Robin is the only female character in my top 15. People love Robin. And that's why I was so shocked when the Viz results came on. I saw Nami higher than Robin. I mean, I was happy, but I was like, yo, wow, like, holy flag nards. But, I mean, it's Robin, man. I mean, let me tell you something right now, bro. When it comes to a character that you truly can't wait to see more of her story and more of diving into the knowledge and the future of her story with the Void Century stuff, with finding out more through the Poneglyphs, you find out more about the history of the world of One Piece through Robin. Of course we love Robin, man. She has some of the best character designs, arc to arc wise, and she's awesome, man. She's very, very funny. Robin is absolutely hilarious. Like, that's something that I will always give Robin. Her dark humor is godly, man. Godly. Her humor in Punk Hazard with her, Chopper, and Frankie, man, just, it's top tier, bro. It's top tier. So shout out to Robin at number 7, man. I don't know why the overall consensus is that I dislike Robin. Maybe it's because I heavily like I heavily promote Nami on this channel. But it's like for example, Sanji and Zoro. Like, it's pretty obvious that I prefer Sanji, but I still love Zoro too, bro. Zoro's on my list. Like, I love the flipping flag nards of Zoro. So, you know, I love Robin too. I love all 9 Straw Hats, bro. If it was up to me, they would all be number 1. I mean, like, I love all of them, but I had to pick one over the other, man, and I just prefer Nami. So, it is what it is, man. I respect it. Robin greatness. You know, if you pick any 9 of the Straw Hats, I can't argue with you, bro. All 9 are GOAT for different reasons. For different reasons, man. So coming number 7, the greatness of Robin, Nico Robin. with 275 points. I mean, 6 points higher than Brooke, bro. Now, 8 points higher than Robin is the man with the best speeches in this series. I'm talking about Don Quixote do Flamingo with 283 points. This was something that I definitely expected, man. We were hyping up Dofi to high hell during Dressrosa, bro. I mean, I'm honestly happy that he's still this high. Because, and after his Throne Wars speech in 801, it doesn't shock me in the slightest, man. It doesn't shock me in the slightest. I mean, his Throne Wars speech is legendary. It's legendary, bro. Legendary. Doflamingo awesome sauce, guys. I mean, with 283 points. We'll be talking about him later. Coming in number 5, man. Now, this is where it started getting into the higher numbers, and it started slowly, like, massive gaps between the numbers. So coming in number 5, I expected this. I mean, honestly, I'm shocked that he's not higher. But the top 4, I can definitely see why they're the top 4, bro. Coming in number 5, Shanks. Man, the man who, when he shows up again in the manga, you are going to see the most insane live reactions in this community from myself. I mean, I know that the Jorishe that week is going to have probably the best live reaction of everyone in the community. The Jorishe loves Shanks. I remember Jorishe stated a long time ago that when Shanks shows up again, because he used to have his weekly votes for the Shonen Jump rankings, and I remember he said when Shanks shows up, he's gonna break 500 votes or 600 votes, something around those lines. And he's a big Shanks tard, so I know that I can't wait for Shanks to show up again, just for the buzz in the community, man. Because we all love Shanks, man. It's Shanks. And yesterday, watching the episode of Luffy and the East of Blue special, in the episode of East Blue special, oh man, I was reminded of the greatness of Shanks, man. Like, he has some legendary moments, man. I actually hope that I'm able to talk about how amazing and how much I love whenever he stopped the war at Marineford. That is a phenomenal chapter, and it's a really well done episode as well. But one day I hope to sit down and really delve deep and talk about that chapter, man, because that's definitely one particular chapter / episode that I've discussed so much in Hangouts, but I've never really discussed here on the channel. So Shanks Awesome Sauce coming in number 5 with 303 points. Now this is where stuff gets interesting, man, because these guys, the top 4, does not shock me at all. And the placement of them does not shock me at all. But it's the fact that it happened as I thought it was going to happen is what shocked me. Because nothing ever goes the way I think it's going to happen. So, with only 7 points higher. And I can't lie, I marked out seeing that this man placed above all these other guys. Because this is one of my boys right here, bro. Coming in number 4, the Sniper King, Goldo. Usopp, man, 310 points, yo. 310 points. 7 points higher than Shanks, man. I know Franklin is smiling, bro, wherever he is, bro. 310 points. Usopp, awesome sauce. I mean, it's Usopp, bro. And BlazBolt Sniper. BlazBolt Sniper, the OG Usopp tard in this community, bro. And that's a shoot. Shout out to BlazBolt Sniper, man. But Usopp, man, coming in 310 points, I am so happy to see him all the way up there, bro. The respect for the main man himself. Usopp greatness, bro. I'm so happy to see him all the way up there, man. Coming in number 3. I mean, from here on out, you know where it's gonna go. Coming in number 3, Mr. Prince Sanji with, listen to this, 472 points. Over 160 more points. 472 points, man. For the main man, the GOAT, Sanji, bro. So happy to see him up there. Number 2, Zoro. I mean, the man, bro, listen to me, bro. No, I was about to say something, but I'll save that for later. 637 points. You know, for a moment, number 2 and number 1, which number 1 should be obvious. Number 2 and number 1 were kept constantly switching back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth throughout this entire thing. Throughout this entire thing, I just kept seeing them switch back and forth. I mean, it was insane. It wasn't up until towards the end where I finished tallying up the results where number one really started getting away from number two. But Zoro, it's obvious why he's number two, bro. I mean, it's obvious why the top three is the top three, you know. And number one, of course, the king, Luffy, bro. 702 points, man. So Monster Trio also tops off my popularity poll results, and I can't blame you guys for voting for them because they're GOAT, you know. But overall, I was really, really happy with these results, man. And once again, I really do thank every single person who participated in this popularity poll results, man. It was a blast tallying it all up, and it was a blast reading all of your guys' comments, man. No matter what it was, like I said before, even like the most oddest of things, like some of you guys voted for Karu, like I said before. I saw some votes for Smoothie. Let me see, Jack, Dadan got one vote. Let me see, Zeus got one vote. Shout out to Zeus. Senor Pink got one vote. Makino got one point. Let me see. Mary, the Going Mary, got 6 points, dude. The Going Mary. Bellamere got 6 points. Like I said before, Papagoo, Pell got 3. Just, you know, that was a lot of like the odd ones, man. Like it was really good. Doc flippin' Q, man, with 2 points. 2 points. Hody Jones got 4 points, man. So it was just awesome, man, to see all of these votes, you know, come up, man, and it came from you guys. It came from you guys, and I truly did absolutely love the process of tallying all this stuff up, man. So thank you all so much. Once again, let me go ahead and go through it. For my popularity poll results, Dragon came in at 15th, Crocodile came in at 14th, Sabo at 13th, coming in at number 12, Whitebeard, Buggy is 11th, Law is 10th, Blackbeard is 9th, Brook is 8th, Robin is 7th, Doflamingo's 6th, Shanks is 5th, Usopp is 4th, Mr. Prince is 3rd, Zoro is 2nd, and the King is number 1. I'll be right back, and I'm going to come back with my personal top 10 favorite One Piece characters of all time. Let me reset. Alrighty, guys, now this list changes almost every single day. It changes on my mood, changes on the arc that I'm reading, changes on, or I should say on the arc that I'm rereading, on the current stuff that's happening right now. It changes upon whether I just watched an amazing movie, on whether I'm playing a game, whatever. It's because all of my One Piece characters are literally this close. And everything could change at any moment if something awesome sauce happens with them. But normally, my top 15 has stayed the same consistently. Has stayed the same with a couple additions and subtractions every now and then. So before I get into the actual list, I just want to say one thing. Once again, I cheated. I have a couple ties, but I don't care because I feel like it. So honorable mentions, man, to the rest of the Straw Hats that did not make my list. Like I said, if I truly felt like doing it, I would have put them all at number 1. I really would have. Because that's how I feel. So I would have put all the Straw Hats number 1, but I decided to really think about it and you know, put some diversity in terms of where I would actually place them if I did take them out. So honorable mention to the rest of the Straw Hats that didn't make the list. Honorable mention to my man Shanks, to Whitebeard, to Bon Clay, which is another one I was surprised didn't make the list of popularity polls. Bon Clay. A huge honorable mention to Nekomamushi, and the biggest honorable mention of them all, to the bearer of big news, which truly, because of the weekly experience here on this channel, has become a special place in my heart, man. It really has, the bearer of big news. But let's go ahead and start off my list, guys. So, coming in number 10 is the first tie on this list. On one hand, I couldn't leave one of them off. I really couldn't. I was going to limit it to 5 Straw Hats, guys. I was going to. But when I was thinking about it, I said, how can I leave off my main man? So, coming in number 10, on one half, we have, of course, the GOAT, Buggy. We got Buggy, bro. My world heavyweight champion in my Pirate Crew tag. Because remember that. I mean, it's Buggy, man. I absolutely adore and love Buggy with all my heart. He's absolutely hilarious. Like I said before, Impel Down and Marineford really put him on that level for me. And ever since then, I've just loved him even more and more with every single reread and every single rewatch I see with any scene with Buggy. It's really funny to me. I love his character design, and he's always been one of those awesome characters. And whenever I see him, I know that I'm going to love the scene that he's placed in. And on the other half of my number 10, the Straw Hat I could not leave off the list, man. I couldn't do it, bro. My man Frankie, dude. Frankie, super. I couldn't leave him off the list, man. I couldn't. Come on, yo. Godly flashback. Amazing character. One of the best character designs in the entire series. Post Timescape, he transforms into a robot. As Luffy would say, Suge. Amazing. Come on. It's Frankie, man. I love his... to be honest with you, when it comes to Frankie, I love Frankie and whenever he goes out and he fights, man. And pre-timeskip Frankie, how dirty he was, bro. He would use heel tactics to win, man. I love that. I love how Oda took this character that I could not stand when I first saw him and turned him into a character that I absolutely loved so much that he was... Every single person in this top 10 has been in my top 3 at least once. From the very first time I watched One Piece until now. Every single person in this top 10 has been in my top 3 once. At one point in time. Frankie, whenever I first watched Water 7, when I finished Enies Lobby, he was I think it was number 2. If I'm not mistaken. I love Frankie, guys. Frankie is my guy, bro. He is my dude. That is my guy. And when he's in a battle, man, I don't know if you guys remember. If you were here back then, you remember. But yo, I was so hyped for Frankie and Senor Pink, man. That was a fight of manliness. I mean, straight up manliness. That was a wrestling match. German suplexes. I mean, Frankie greatness, man. I love Frankie, bro. So I couldn't leave him off the list. I was like, because at first I just had Buggy and I had the honorable mention to the rest of the Straw Hats, but I said I can't leave Frankie on my top 10. Let's flipping Frankie. So my boy Frankie coming in, Frankie and Buggy for me coming in number 10. Both of them for a lot of different reasons, but really hilarious. And I just, when I think of Frankie and I think back to that flashback, I think back to all the awesome moments we have had since then. And, it was hard for me to leave any Straw Hat off this list. It truly, truly was. But the hardest one that I just said I have to put him in here, bro, is Frankie, bro, because I've always loved him. But, guys, coming in number 9. Now, this guy right here, this is my favorite Marine. And I know by the end of the series, he probably end up being higher. This man is why I hype up the world government. And this man is why I every single time that we shift over to Navy HQ, I get so hyped, man. The star of the latest fan-made chapter, guys. I'm talking about number 9, Fleet Admiral Akainu Sakazuki. Guys, I'm a huge Akainu fan, dude. I mean, listen, man. When I first went through Marineford, I love... you guys know that I come from, the old wrestling days, where they had, the big monster heels that just seemed undefeatable, and you wondered to yourself, how in the world can you defeat this guy? I was that guy in those calls back in the day. When people would tell me that Whitebeard destroyed Akainu, I was that one... jackass in the calls that would say, but Akainu survived. And then I would always hear, of course, after that, well, Whitebeard wasn't in his prime. And I'm like, I understand that. And you're right. Whitebeard in his prime would have destroyed him. But he wasn't. And Akainu went in. So, and I understand, like I said, guys, that moment when Whitebeard destroyed, he turned him into a 45-degree angle. Moment is godly. I love Whitebeard. It's my dude. But I can't deny the facts that are presented to me by Oda. Akainu went in. His sense of justice, going all the way back from the very first time we've got a glimpse of it, and Robin's flashback, and seeing how he is really risking to, he's truly ready to risk it all for his sense of justice and for his goal and for what he truly wants to do. And the thing is, I remember I brought this up in the Hunter x Hunter live stream, but I stated that there's certain characters that I really love, and there's certain characters that sometimes they get on my nerves, and that's whenever like a villain just takes out his own guys for no reason whatsoever. With Akainu, it was established right off the bat that he takes out his own men to further his own sense of justice, to further his own, like, his own, it's a twisted sense of justice, but he's still doing it for justice nonetheless, in his mind. And it's like, how can I go up to him and tell him that your sense of justice is wrong when what you're doing, I mean, it's like he's killing a whole bunch of people to save a whole bunch of people. Like, it's weird, but it's true. And I love Akainu, man. I love his abilities. I love his character design, especially post-Timescape, yo, with the chin badger, man. He looks younger. He just looks more busy. He has a cigar coming out, yo. Love Akainu, man. His voice actor is godly. It's Hasegawa's voice actor, for God's sake. But Akainu is so beast, man. And when I think about Marines, and why I love the Marines, and why I can't wait to see the Marines in the future, and by the end of the series, I think about Akainu because I can't wait to see what he's going to do. And how he's going to carry out a sense of justice against the Strides whenever they're about to get to the One Piece. How will Akainu even react to them even getting the One Piece, or getting even close to One Piece? Akainu is always like the one guy that I'm always thinking of what he's going to do next. What he's going to do to stop this, what he's going to do to stop that, what he's going to do to stop this. Like, and one thing I love about Akainu, because I'm a huge fan of villains, I love villains. One thing I love so much about Akainu is how much people really hate this guy for killing Ace. And to be honest with you, I despise him too. But that's when I truly realized, because I am a guy who loves villains. And when Oda made me despise Akainu, it truly made me look back and say, there's a reason why I despise this guy. He's such a well-written character. And after everything settled down with when Ace originally died, and I went back and I looked at it, I said, man, Akainu was a great character. And, you know, seeing him right here at the end of Dressrosa, whenever he, you know, started verbally duking it out with Fujitora, and I love Akainu, guys. Akainu is my guy, man. He's so beast. He's so beast. But that's it for number 9, man. My favorite Marine. That man is my favorite Marine, bro. Bar none. Bar none, dude. He's awesome, dude. Now, coming in number 8, this is the one and only flashback character on this list, but there is no way I could leave him off this list, man. When I first saw him, even to this very day, he is one of the only reasons why there's a certain arc that is still number 6, even though it's one of the early arcs in the series. This man truly is the essence of why I love One Piece. And guys, I'm talking about my number 8 is Dr. Hiruluk. How a quack doctor is on this list just shows you how amazing Oda is, man. When does a man die? That is a top 3 speech in One Piece, man. That is a top 3 speech in One Piece. Drum Island is still my 6th favorite arc in One Piece because of that flashback. His relationship with Chopper. How even though he had nothing, he still had a dream. He still had something that he wanted to do. He still had something that he was willing to carry out, even if he had to die for it. Isn't that what a pirate is, man? Like the will, bro. The will to do, and just, I mean, the fact that he was willing to do all that for Chopper, bro. I mean, he knew he was gonna die, but he still did it anyway for Chopper. Look here, look. Yo. He knew that the meaning of a pirate. He knew, he believed in the flag. He believed in the greatness of what it truly means to be a pirate and to roam the seas, chasing your dreams. And he knew that Chopper would carry that, man. Would carry his will. It's like Hiruluk in of himself is like his own version of Roger. I love Hiruluk, man. Like, when I think back to why I love One Piece, Hiruluk's speech and everything surrounding his character is just screams out at me like, Hiruluk, man. The Doctor Hiruluk. I love Hiruluk, man, and There's no way he couldn't be on my list, bro. There's no way he couldn't be on my list, man. But he comes in at number 8. Hero Look greatness, man. Love Dr. Hero Look, bro. So he is my number 8. Now coming in at number 7, man. If you guys remember, I made an entire appreciation day for this man. There's no way he won't be on the list, bro. Coming in number 7, my main man, Sabo. Listen, bro. Where's my pin? I know it's gotta be somewhere around here. I had this B Sabo pin, bro. With him doing the he can Dragon Claw. I mean, it's Sabo, bro. From the mere moment that I saw him in volumes, I believe it was the end of volume 59. The end of volume 59 after Marineford. From the very moment that Sabo was first introduced in the flashback, I really truly fell in love with this character, and as we found, continued to find out more about his character and what motivated him to escape and get away, I mean, it really connected with me, man. It really truly connected with me, and it's a story that it's special, man. It's special. The kid from royalty who just was hated on so much and was treated like absolute garbage, and when he finally found happiness, it showed you as a viewer that you don't need money, you don't need fame, you don't need the title of royalty or being somebody big in society to be happy. Sabo had all of that, and instead he chose to go with Luffy and Ace, who didn't have a dime to their name. But why? Because he, as a kid, all of us as kids, man, we all had the mentality of like, everyone's the same, and we just want to hang out with those people that make times fun. And as we all grow older, then all of this stuff starts going in, especially whenever you're in high school and there's constant stereotypes enter your head. Everyone's segregated into different groups. Your view on the world starts to change. And Sabo, whenever he was a kid, it truly spoke to me because Luffy is kind of like the same way. But Sabo's in particular stuck out to me because this man comes from royalty. And the fact that he is able to, say screw that. I want to do this. I want to I want to be with these guys because it's what makes me happy. They're going on an adventure with these guys, man. I don't need money. I don't get flying flag. I don't have all this cash. Let me go hang out with these guys and have an awesome time with them, man. The memories that I've had with them are like anything I've ever had before, bro. And then you go from that flashback and you see him in the present and his awesome abilities and how beast he is. He's a part of the Revolutionary Army, bro. Second in command. And I love his design. I love his abilities. Dragon Claw. He can. I mean, it's Sabo, bro. It's Sabo. Sabo's story really speaks to me, man. And it always has, and I love his character design. I love his character design. I love using him in the games. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, me using him in Burning Blood and being a beast with him did help out his placement on here. But there's no way Sabo couldn't have been on this list, man. I love Sabo, and I can't wait to see him again. And hey, you're on here. Chapter 731, when that chapter came out, I will never forget where I was and how much I truly realized how much I loved One Piece in that moment. And I remember coming home because I was at my friend Josh's house. And this was at a time where I wasn't doing live reactions. So I was like, yo, One Piece came out early. Because you guys remember One Piece came out early. And I read it right there on my iPod Touch. And when I finished the chapter, I was freaking out so bad in his house that I said, I was like, guys, I'm sorry, but I've got to go home. And I ran from his house, which is down there, ran free like 3-4 minutes back down to my house. I sat down and I recorded a video that came straight from my soul. It's called I Love One Piece. I Love One Piece. And it was a discussion about chapter 731 and why moments like these is what makes One Piece so special. And something just as simple as that is why Sabo was on this list. Because him coming back really truly showed me how much I love this series. Sabo comes in at number 7, man. Now, the top 6 right here, I've stated that a lot of these guys from 15 all the way to 1, have been like in my top 5, or like they've switched out and whatnot, depending on things. But the top 6 right here, they truly switch out all the time, man. And I'm saying, I'm being for real. Tomorrow, this number 6 could be my number 2. I mean, that's just the way it is, but that's how close they are. This man right here at my number 6, when I first entered this community, he was my favorite One Piece character. And I'm being dead serious. Whenever I first caught up to One Piece, this man was my favorite character. And when my boy Josh first got up to One Piece, he was still my favorite character. And once again, when I first entered this community, this man was my favorite character, and I hyped him up with everything that I had in my being. And that's why I was so happy when I found Blaze Bolt Sniper. I was like, I finally found a fellow Usopp tard. Guys, community number 6 is the main man, the king of snipers, Godo Usopp, man. I mean, Usopp, I always, from the very moment that I saw I saw him in the Kuro arc, my love for him went like this. And when Rotter 7 hit, he went like this, and he was number 1. And for a long time, not until the stuff started going down and Impel down at Marineford, like did Usopp go back down. And then whenever I reread One Piece again, Usopp went back up. Like, and it's crazy to me, bro, because Sogeking, man, the alternate persona, like I said before, as a wrestling fan, I could relate to Usopp's the Usopp and Sogeking stuff might seem like a gag, but Usopp put on that mask and risked it all to go with his friends to save Robin. After he went throughout that entire thing with Luffy, he still said, you know what, screw it, bro. I am going to go and do this because I want to. I want to save Robin, man. Now, he like, just knowing in his heart that they could reject him, and they could just tell him, screw off. We don't want you here. Or anything. Even though like I know that they wouldn't say that, but Usopp was in emotional turmoil right there. And when he put on that mask and he had it over there, bro, like a wrestler in lucha libre. I mean, and how much he cared for the Mary, bro. I mean, Usopp is, he may act like a coward all the time, but he's such a brave dude, bro. And I always love his scenes. Usopp is the funniest character to me in One Piece. No question. Usopp is the funniest character. And when it comes to scenes with him, like there's really emotional and powerful scenes, they're almost always the ones that hit me the hardest. Like, going all the way back to Little Garden with him, going into Alabasta. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful speech, bro. Going, of course, Water 7 in his lobby, man. One of the most emotional scenes, arguably, in the entire series. Whenever I saw Sogeking return, the negative hollow in Thriller Bark. And then, of course, the awesome and hype sauce, dude. I was so hyped when I saw him in Return to Sabaody. And honestly, I think the main reason why he's now at number 6, because I haven't seen him in a year and a half in the main story in the manga. I guarantee you, once I see him again in Wano, I'm going to jump into my top 3 again, because that's usually how it happens. And I miss Usopp, man. I miss seeing him. I remember when the God stuff started coming out in Dressrosa. It was hilarious. And it's always on one side of the spectrum, bro. It's either it's really funny / really hype, or just really, really emotional stuff with Usopp, man. And I love his connection. I love his connection to the past with Norland, with the Giants. Usopp's story is so awesome, bro. And Usopp is the character that we would be if we were in the One Piece world. The guy with no powers that has no place being with these other characters, but because they love each other so much, and because of the way that their relationship works, he's able to be on this team and able to be a valuable asset to this team. He's Luffy's best friend, bro. He's Luffy's best friend. Like I said before, Usopp's the funniest character, bro. And his sniping abilities, you don't want to talk about a 360 no-scoper, you would stand no chance against my boy Usopp, bro. So Usopp comes in at number 6, and I truly do believe that whenever we get to Wano, he more than likely will be in my top 3 again. Because like I said before, guys, he's been my number 1 multiple times. He really has, man. It's just that it's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen him, and even though I've been rewatching a lot of stuff, rereading a lot of stuff, and even like watching the East episode of East Blue special, but with the current stuff that's going down, I can't deny my heart, and what my heart says is that right now Usopp is number 6. So my main man Usopp coming in number 6, man. Now coming in at number 5, bro. Now listen, man. Where is it, bro? I've always loved this character. Always have. But in the past year specifically, I have become a massive fanboy of this man, bro. And it's something that is kind of being shared in the family, because my brother's a huge part of him. I mean, every time I use him in the games now, and every time I watch so many moments of this guy, and it's such a big center of motivation. I think that's why I've grown to love his character so much, and I've always loved his character. He's always been in my top. Like at one point in time, he was also one of my favorite character. Whenever I first went through One Piece, and I went through the Alabasta arc, so, I mean, he was my favorite, yo. And he's just such an awesome character, man. And my number 5, my keychain, bro. My only keychain on here is my main man Zoro, bro. Coming in number 5, man. In the past year, I have had more Zoro wallpapers on my phone than anything else, man. And the main reason for that is because Zoro, for me, whenever I want to get up in the morning, and sometimes I don't want to, and I'm like, we all have our why as to why we get out of bed every single day. And I think to myself, and Zoro for me is the first thing that pops into my mind whenever I say, if a guy like Zoro he spends a lot of his time sleeping. Whenever he's awake and he's training and he's busting his butt to truly become the best at something. And that's a story I can relate to so much, man. And I love every single thing Zoro's comedy moments are gold. And his amazing, awesome, badass moments, they're always great, bro. But for me, the one thing that's always stuck out with me for Zoro is how much motivation I get to pursue my own dreams and goals whenever I see Zoro, bro. It's something I truly can't explain. Such an awesome character. He's the essence and the sense of hard work equals success. He had no talent, man. Back whenever he was first training with Kuina, and he got all the way to this point, to the point to where Mihawk respects him. In his own field and what he wants to do, which is a swordsman. He is respected and widely regarded as the swordsman of the Straw Hat Pirates, man. And Zoro has so many of the most manliest and awesome moments in the series. Whenever I think of One Piece, bro, Zoro versus Mr. One, to me is just, that is GOAT, bro. Absolutely GOAT. Zoro, whenever he first came back post time skip, and he cut the ship in half, and he said, "I got on the wrong ship." That's a super memorable moment for me when Zoro cut Monet, without even cutting her. His intimidation cutting her, bro. He has so many beast moments, man. But like I said, as much as I love all those awesome moments, his comedy moments are out of this world. His gag with him getting lost all the time and whatnot. His character design being one of the most awesome character designs I've ever seen. But like I said before, the one thing that drives my love for Zoro is whenever I see his character, man, it truly motivates me as well to pursue my own dreams and goals, because in his own field, he is one of the best, bro. And he works hard at that, and he goes in every single day. At every single opening that we see, he's always training, bro. My boy, he lifts stuff with his teeth. So, Zoro is like a walking essence of motivation, man, and that's why I truly love Zoro. I truly do. Of course, he's a member of the Straw Hats too, and I love him a lot for that, but just on a personal level, as to why I have him that high, it's because of that, man. I can look at my keychain and be like, I work these long 12-hour shifts at work because I want to get somewhere in life. I want to get to the next step in life, like my boy Zoro did. So that's just a personal thing, but that's why I have Zoro at number 5, man. That along, of course, with his awesome moments in the series of One Piece. Now, this is my next cheating moment here, guys. This is my next cheating moment. Coming in number 4, I have 3 characters. You've heard me have these 3 characters before. I guarantee you have. Man. Coming in number 4, I have my favorite villains in the series of One Piece. I have Doflamingo, Enel, and Blackbeard. Now, Blackbeard, Dofi, and Enel. Last time that I was asked who my favorite character in One Piece was, I said all three of these guys. Because it depends on the hour or the day. And it's the rotation. Right now, if you were to ask me, I'd say Blackbeard. Like yesterday, you could ask me, I would have said Enel. Day before that, you asked me, I would probably say Doflamingo. It just continuously changes between these three guys. And I love them all for very similar but yet very different reasons. I love Doflamingo for his dialogue and his character design and how awesome his voice actor is in the anime. He's very charismatic. He is just so beast, man. But his dialogue is what sets him so high to me. And same thing with Enel and Blackbeard. Enel and Blackbeard, their dialogue, I mean, top tier. Top tier. But all three of them, amazing character designs. Doflamingo, I love his relationship with his family, because it just shows you once again that there's no black and white. Doflamingo's not evil. He has a reason for why he's doing this. He's fighting for his family. He has a really messed up past, but at the very core, right now, he's doing this for his family, and he loves his family. He loves the Dokyote family. Enel. I mean, yo, bro. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Just from an ability standpoint alone, the man controls lightning. Yo, Enel is so sick, man. I'll never forget going through Skypiea the first time. Honestly, anytime I've went through Skypiea ever since then. And there are just certain NL panels that you can save from the manga that you could just use as memes all day, man. I mean, it's the real Slim Shady, bro. It's NL, man. God, dude. The concept of it by itself really had me shook when I first went through Skypiea. Like, Oda created a character in the sky that they refer to as God, with the power of lightning that can obliterate something at will, is able to hear everything that anyone says at all times. And yet he himself doesn't believe there is a God. You know, he believes that fear itself is God. And I don't know, man, just something that's always stuck out to me with Enel, bro. He's such a beast villain, man. And just the way that he took everyone out, you know, individually. I love Enel. I can't wait to see Enel again, bro. I can't wait to see Enel again in the manga. Whenever he does come back, bro, that's gonna be one of my most biggest mark out moments, bro. Here on the channel, I guarantee you that. And then arguably my favorite out of these three, that at one point in time, for quite some time, he was my favorite One Piece character, Blackbeard. And when it comes to Blackbeard, you know, there's a lot I can say about Blackbeard when it comes to historical significance of his character, when it comes to his parallels with Luffy, when it comes to just how much I love him as a writer. That's the kind of villain I would love to write, as a villain like Blackbeard. But aside from all of that, if I can pinpoint one particular thing as to why Blackbeard is my number 4 and has been my number 1 before, or 2 or 3, and it's because Blackbeard, the speech that he had at Jaya. That is a character-defining moment for Blackbeard before he was even introduced as Blackbeard. And that character-defining moment will forever, no matter what he does in the series, to me, he can do anything from here until the series ends. Anything. And I will always see him in a good light because of that scene. I will always see him as a pirate simply chasing his dreams because of his people's dreams never die speech. I will always see him as the essence of a pirate because of that people's dreams never end speech. I don't care what he has done or what he will do. He will always just be that to me. And that to me is the essence of great writing. Because like I said, Oda set up his character right off the bat with that. Then he told us that he was Blackbeard. But because he gave us the speech, we're like, is this guy really as bad as we say he is? And then we go all the way down to Impel Down, where he asked Luffy, hey man, how was Sky Island? Did you make it out there? And then he tells him about the One Piece. He's telling me, yeah, One Piece does exist, man. And Blackbeard's such an awesome character. And he's so unpredictable, dude. He's the most unpredictable character in this entire series. Because he could pop up at any moment and cash in Money in the Bank. He can pop in at any moment and cash in Money in the Bank. And his abilities are beast. And anytime that he's in the scene, he grabs your attention. I'll never forget when Blackbeard showed up in Impel Down to fight to take on Luffy. That's an amazing that is a phenomenal chapters, bro. That span of chapters was so goat. And of course, Blackbeard showing up at Marineford. Amazing stuff, man. My camera's at 10%. Holy crap. Blackbeard coming in number 4, man. I gotta wrap this up, bro. Coming in number 3, the main man. Listen, bro, my top 3. Guys, I'm a big villains guy. Always have been, always will be. But there's certain series that there's just some like main characters like I have with the Straw Hats that I just love so much that I have to put them above the villains, man. And in this very case, that's what we're about to see. My number 3 is Sanji, man. Mr. Prince. And there's a lot of significance toward this, you know, his importance in terms of me, in terms of the YouTube channel. It's because of the Sanji's royalty theory that my channel even got out there. Sanji's been a main part of this channel in terms of whenever I speak about Sanji, I get excited, I get happy because I can't wait to see his future in the series, you know, with the current stuff, all the way back in Zou. Even going as far back as that, man, I always love the most hype moments of Sanji are always what get me so freaking excited, man. Whenever he originally took on Virgo, bro. Whenever he went to go take on Doflamingo in chapter 723, that was a godly chapter. Whenever he told Luffy, yo, can I take her on, bro, Big Mom in 730? Work it out, dude, in the current stuff. But I think, to me, the main reason why I love Sanji is because Sanji's the most relatable character in One Piece to me. He's the most relatable character. Sanji worked at a restaurant. And while he was working at that restaurant, he gained such an emotional attachment to it that he didn't want to leave. But he had to leave in order to pursue his dreams. And to me, that is the most relatable thing ever. Because I have this place that I love with all my heart in the restaurant I'm currently at. But I know that eventually I'm going to have to leave that place in order to pursue my dreams. And when I look back at Baratier and I think of his story, I'm like, if Sanji did it, I can do it too, bro. And his chivalry towards women, and how he just like Googles and goes crazy for women all the time. Like, even though I find that really, really funny, I can relate to him so much, man. I love his suits. I'm a big suit guy. Anybody who wears suits, I automatically find beast. And the fact that it's Sanji, man, is so awesome sauce to me. Metal Gear Solid is my favorite video game franchise of all time because of its amazing stealth missions. Sanji with the Mr. Prince gimmick is the epitome of GOAT stealth, bro. He's just so badass, so beast, man. I love guys that can kick, or anybody that can kick. And this man kicks harder than Shinsuke Nakamura. Diablo Jumbo all day, baby. Sanji greatness. I love his fights, love his character. I find anybody who smokes a cigarette like Spike Spiegel to be GOAT, and nobody does it more GOAT than Sanji. Just how it's Sanji, man. It's Mr. Prince. It's my man. And, you know, anything from the suit to the chivalry to the fact that even if someone is dying and they come into his restaurant and they have no money. I mean, it was the opposite. Even if someone has no money and they come into my restaurant, if they're really hungry, I don't give a flying flag. If I get fired on the spot, I'm feeding that human being. And like I said, Sanji to me is the most relatable character in the series, in so many different levels. And he has so many things that I just love about a character. Right off the spot, man. He's very, very nice, but he just gets really, really serious. He's hilarious, but on the next one, man, he's in the moment. He's in game mode. He's ready to go in. He gets distracted by women and just out of nowhere. Like I said, man, he has an awesome fashion sense, man. Always wearing the suits, always rocking the GOAT suits. But, you know, what I said before about him leaving a restaurant to pursue his dream, man, it's always stuck out to me, bro. It's something that I can truly relate to. So that's why Sanji's my number 3, man. That's my man right there, bro. Always will be. And it was hard for me because of the top 3, but after watching the episode of East Blue last night, I really, I came down to the top 3 in the order in which they would be in. So let me reset. I'm going to charge my phone for a sec and get ready for the top 2. Alrighty guys, so just getting back onto Sanji real quick. I just want to say that another reason why I really, really love Sanji is for example, the latest chapter, where he stated like his day's going to bake the cake. I love how Oda can place Sanji in so many different situations because of how versatile his character is. It's not just about fighting. Sanji can be used for stealth. Sanji can be used as a fighter. Sanji can be used, like in this situation, as a cook. Sanji can be used as a person who's going to verbally argue with somebody, kind of like the same standpoint like Nami would in that kind of aspect. But Sanji, for sure, that's another reason why I love his character a lot, is because he can be placed in a lot of different situations, so that way it's not always just it ends with a fight. It's a lot of different things, and I really like that about his character, bro. But guys, here we go with the top 2, man. Now, I had a feeling that it was gonna come down to these. I didn't know where I was gonna rank them up until now, or let's say up until last night. But there's no question that this is gonna be my top 3. Now, man, coming in number 2, with no surprise to anybody, at least it shouldn't be. Number 2 is Nami, man. Nami, the cat burglar, yo. And when it comes to Nami, man, all the time I get asked, why is it, King Recon, why do you love Nami so much? It can't just be because she looks good, and it's not, guys. It goes beyond that. It always has gone beyond that, man. And honestly, it's quite simple, bro. It's quite simple. I tend to fall for the cat burglars that have a big heart. But in Nami's case, she's a cat burglar with a dream that has a big heart. The one that uses others to further her own aspirations. The one who does not want to be recognized for her good deeds. She simply, at times, she just wants the reward money. She just wants the treasure, and she means that. But she's also somebody that does not want to be recognized for her good deeds. She doesn't care. She does it out of the goodness out of her own heart. She doesn't want to be put on like the big stage. Of course she wants the money, but if she does something good for somebody, she doesn't want to be recognized for it. And there's a big difference there. A big difference. There are a lot of people that would do something for someone and post it all over social media to get a whole bunch of retweets, likes, favorites, whatever, in order for them to feel better about themselves. And they'll take the money and the fame along with it, of course. In Nami's case, she takes the money and the treasure, but she doesn't care if she's recognized for a good deed that she'll do. And from the very moment I saw that in Arlong Park, to where she was faking, or not faking, but she actually joined Arlong and knew that everyone's going to turn their back on her just for her, in order for her to take back her town. She was doing it all for them. She didn't care about being recognized for a good deed. She was willing to turn her back on everybody, betray every single person that she'd ever that ever trusted her, just to save this place she loved so much. And from that moment onward, it continues to, as the series has progressed. That's one thing that we've always seen from her character. She loves the money, of course. She loves the treasure. But there's one thing, man. She has a massive heart, and she does not care whether or not she's recognized or like shouted out for those actions. And I love that, because it differentiates the two things: having a love for something like money, or wanting to be recognized and wanting to be praised for it. She doesn't want to be praised. She just wants it to happen. And that's honestly why I fell in love with Luffy's character as well. Screw the praise and the hero crap. Just give me the treasure and I'm out, man. Like, screw that, bro, And but at the end of the day, that deep inside, she's the type of character that I love, man. I look at characters like Soryu Asuka Langley. I look at characters like Jolene Cujo. I look at a character like Fujiko Mine. That's actually, Fujiko is probably the one that is most similar to Nami. But with me following Nami on this entire journey and seeing her growth as a character, and seeing how her character consistently stays within those boundaries, with so many amazing moments. Now, you guys know how much I love Nami, right? And this is a secret that I don't think I've ever told anybody, and let alone here on YouTube. But I actually had Robin over Nami for quite some time. I really did. I really loved Robin's story a lot. And even though I've always loved Nami, it wasn't until I bought this voyage right here, if I can find it. I believe it's this one right here. So let's just say around 2013, I believe was whenever this came out. And I was watching this scene in my grandma's living room where Nami is yelling out to Luffy and Zoro that Robin just, that she left and we have to go save her because, after realizing the truth of what happened, in the night with Iceberg, and she's just crying and she's letting it all out to Luffy and Zoro. It wasn't until that moment that I truly realized why it was, or I should say that it wasn't until that moment where until I placed Nami so high for me personally, because it was in that moment that I realized that Nami was like the perfect character for me. She's a character that, in that situation, you truly see just how big her heart is. She never shows it to anyone. That's something that Nami will always have, is that she always keeps so much of her feelings and how she truly feels deep inside. But when she couldn't take it anymore, she was helpless, and she just, there was nowhere else where she could run. And all of her emotions just came out, and she yelled to Luffy and Zoro to please stop, to please get the flipping hell out of there where they were, because we need to go save Robin. That moment always struck out to me, and still to this day has always struck out to me as a character-defining moment for Nami. And it's beautiful to me, because that Nami would never do something. Even back when, it's different from the Arlong Park moment, because in the Arlong Park moment, it was just her and Luffy. This time, she realized, and she yelled in front of everyone else that was around her. You know how strong you have to be in order to do that? Especially knowing Nami's character. And Nami's always been the type of character that, even though she's portrayed as a weakling, she has stood up to a lot of strong foes because of how big her heart is. She stood up to NL. Like, it's crazy, man. And just seeing her character from the beginning up until now, I don't know, man. I'm a huge sucker for those type of characters. But like I said before, I love villains. But in this case, Nami was a character that betrayed us, but there was a reason why she did it. And like she's always been unpredictable in that way. But from the moment that she joined on, and she continues to do like all the stuff that we love her and for and whatnot, she's absolutely hilarious. But even like her moments with the children of Punk Hazard, her moment in Fisherman Island with Hachi, and like that moment is beautiful, bro. Like, she was enslaved by these guys for years. That stuff is beautiful to me, man. It truly is, yo. And her in this arc, in this current arc, has been MVPing it all over the place. But if I can trace it back to one specific thing, like one thing that I can really say when it comes to Nami, it's that Oda gave me a brand new appreciation as to why someone would do something. Because until I saw Nami, I would question why people do things. And when I saw Nami and her character, and I saw why she did everything that she did for money, it really changed my perspective on the world and on everything, because I just thought to myself, like, holy flagnards, like, she's not the only one that does this. There's a lot of people, especially in real life, that do things and we question why do they do it. They have a reason for doing it, man. Even though we might see it as something that is bad, like even Nami, what she does is bad. She robs people. She would be seen as a villain. She would be a villain in any series. But because she's one of us, she's not. She's a member of the Straw Pirates, man. She still robs. She still steals. And it's just as beautiful to me, man. It's beautiful. It's awesome to me how it's not black and white. But I've always loved how strong she is. And of course, design, her character design, it's obvious. But just delving more deep into her character, man. That I think that in particular is will forever be why I'll always have Nami up there. Whenever I rewatch that scene in Water 7 with her crying out to Luffy and Zoro, and in that moment, like I felt so much emotion to the point where I drew tears, and because I said, "This is Nami saying this, man. She hides her feelings from everybody. She never tells anybody how she truly feels." She's crying out with all these people around her to Luffy and Zoro to please to let's go save Robin. Just shows how much she truly cares, man. To be that strong, bro. There's no way I couldn't put Nami all the way up here, man. There's a lot of different reasons why Nami's up here. But like her character, like her walking character, like the very essence of her character is precisely why I want to be a writer. Is to show that there's a reason why people do things, whether it be from a psychological standpoint or from a standpoint that there's just something that you want to do, even if you might be hated by everyone in the world, you won't be hated by the people that truly care about you, which is the straw that's in the situation, man. And that'll always be why I love Nami, man. Nami greatness, man. Nami greatness, yo. And her personality, and she's basically the second in command of the ship. Going back to Vivi, whenever they had to go to Alabasta and she was dying on the bed, Nami was dying on the bed, and she still said, "What is in? Let's head on the course to Alabasta. Screw me, I'll die, but we have to get you to that kingdom." Like, I love Nami, man. I love Nami, love her character, and she I mean, of course she's number 2, but whenever I think back to like reasons why I love One Piece, her character story, no question, is up there. I mean, Arlong Park is why I'm here today, man. Arlong Park has such a deep resonance with me that I named my Discord chat after, even though I witnessed that arc so many years ago. But I know I rambled on for long enough, and I hope I came off cohesive as to why I love Nami, but that's why she's number 2 for me, man. That is honestly why she's number 2 for me, for all those different reasons I just stated. But Nami greatness, man. Nami greatness. But number 1, if it's not obvious already, guys, I was asked, I believe this was like a year and a half ago, why I didn't have any One Piece character aside from Blackbeard in my top 5 favorite characters of all time. And I answered, I said, well, if I was being real with myself, there's going to be no question that Luffy would be my number 2 or my number 1. And whenever I typed that, it didn't really hit me until I said, why aren't I real with myself? Is it because that I want to be different? Is it because I don't want to have the main character in my number 1? Why don't I just be real with myself and say, the king is my number 1? What's so bad about that? What's so bad with realizing something that true and dear in your heart is true? And if I'm being real with myself, Luffy's number 1. And it's just that's it. Not only is he the captain, not only is he the main character, and the essence of why this series is so amazing. Let me tell you something, man. That scene in Drum Island. I mean, Drum Island to me, as much as it's Chopper's arc, it's Luffy's arc for me. He has 3 character-defining moments in that arc. Number 1, his will. Whenever he is climbing up, and you see the blood coming out, but he's doing it, to save Sanji and Nami. That is a beautiful scene, man. You see the pain, bro, when he makes it up there, man, and he is freezing to death, and he's shaking. Save my Nakamada. I mean, beautiful scene, bro. Beautiful scene. The Lopin scene. Oh my gosh, bro. I love that Lopin scene, man. The flag. He's just carrying that flag, bro. This is what it means to be a pirate, man. And then, of course, him seeing Chopper for who he truly is. Like, that moment is so cool for me, bro. Because everyone's always called Chopper a monster. But Luffy saw him as a monster, but in a good light. Like, yo, that's so cool, man. That's so awesome. That's one thing I love about Luffy. Luffy looks at everything in such a positive light. Something that everyone else is looking at a negative light. Luffy's looking at a positive light, man. And But if I can pinpoint one thing in particular that I absolutely love about Luffy, it's that he does not give a flying flag, Nard, at all. I've seen a lot of characters that don't care. Luffy is the #1 character out of anything I've ever watched or read or in anything that really truly does not care. Does not care in the slightest. Punching a celestial dragon, challenging the world government. I mean, even when it comes to something in terms of like where as we see stereotypes, Luffy doesn't even care about that either. Luffy goes up to every single individual person equally. You know, he'll just treat them the same. If somebody brings him food, automatic friends. Like, it's just, that's our captain, man. That's Monkey D. That's the king. That's the future king of the pirates, man. I love his abilities. He has my favorite abilities, bro. He has my favorite attack of all time. The jet pistol, man. Gear 4th, gear 2nd, gear 3rd. Whenever I get hyped up for a fight, a main fight, in One Piece, man, with Luffy versus anybody. Luffy versus Arlong, Luffy versus Don Krieg, Luffy versus Crocodile, Luffy versus Anel, Luffy versus Lucci, bro. Luffy versus Lucci. Even the emotional ones, man, like Luffy versus Usopp, bro. It's heavy, son. But I actually want to carry it away, man. I'm gonna let this comment speak for me right quick. This comment is read by Lazy Artist. #1, Monkey D. Luffy. Rarely can I say the protagonist of a popular shonen is my favorite in the series. He is simplicity done right, and if he wasn't a pirate, I'm not so sure his character would work as well as it does. He is not restricted by society, laws, or morality. He is quite literally a free man, and is more than powerful enough to keep it that way. It's a kind of freedom that appeals to us as people who do live in society and follow the law. We wonder, what if we were free? Well, instead of turning to real-life piracy and immediately getting killed, we can find out the answer through future Pirate King Luffy and his wacky crewmates. He's an idiot, but in a refreshing sort of way. He should feel like a generic shonen protagonist 56, but he doesn't. Something about him feels substantial and full of purpose, and for a main character, that's hard to pull off. It's the king, man. It's the king, bro. Like, his most beast scenes are the most beast scenes, the hat over the eyes, man. He just, like I said before, he just doesn't care, bro. He doesn't care who it is, you know, in any standpoint, whether it is from a reckless standpoint of like going at it and saving anyone, no matter who it is, to going out to anybody and just doing whatever. Just his recklessness really just show you that you only have one life, so why don't you live it? That's what Luffy shows me, man. And if I said about Zoro was the motivation thing, man, Luffy has showed me what is the proper way to live life, man. You only have one life, man. Live it as you want to live it, bro. Chasing your dream, chasing whatever you want to dream, bro. That's the essence of One Piece. That's Monkey D. Luffy. And that's my favorite character in the series, bro. That's it for me, guys. I'm going to turn this off before my camera dies on me, man. And we've been here for a while, son. If you've made it this far in the video, please let me know in the comment section down below, because you are a trooper. You are a trooper. This is a long video, but I thank you all so much for being patient with me. This was a lot of fun doing this, bro. This was a blast doing this, man. Thank you for allowing me to talk about my favorite characters, yo, and for reading off your lists of your favorite characters. But this will be it for me today, guys. Have an awesome day. One Piece greatness, man. And I'll see you guys next time for the greatness and the awesome sauce of the one and the only, the best-selling manga in history, One Piece, man. I'll see you guys on Thursday.